Hello from WKYT News on this wintry weekend. I'm Bill Bryant. We welcome you to Kentucky Newsmakers. Some politics and some education today. Later we'll hear from U.S. Senate candidate Dale Romans. But first, the president of Kentucky's largest private college, the University of the Cumberlands, is here. Established as Cumberland College in 1888, the University of the Cumberlands has seen tremendous growth in enrollment and programs in recent years. Its online presence has boosted its total enrollment to nearly 25,000. It also has substantial enrollment at its historic main campus in Williamsburg and other campuses, including one in northern Kentucky. Dr. Quentin Young is the new president of the Cumberlands. He is young himself, and he is strongly connected to the university. Young is a native of the area, holds 4 degrees from the university he now leads, including a doctorate. President Young, thanks for coming. We appreciate it very much.
Well, I appreciate the invitation.
Good to see you.
To share some exciting things that are happening at the university and my transition into this new role.
Well, tell us about your journey to leading the University of the Cumberlands.
Yeah, well, it's certainly a path that I never could have dreamed about. Especially, so I graduated from the University of the Cumberlands. It showed me so many different opportunities. It expanded my vision. It inspired me to do more, to be more. And I went to the private sector to do a few things around accounting and things of that nature into to business. And then I received a call from then President Dr. Larry Cockram to come back to be a part of something that was larger than myself. And so I thought, I wouldn't have this opportunity to serve my alma mater just every day, so why not hop on board? And so I came to do some finance initiatives with the university, and then my first year as president. So I had a little bit of things. It's been almost 10 years, and it's been a wonderful journey, one that's had impact not only to my family but to the families that we serve and the students that we serve in our region and area.
Did you see it coming in recent years that you might end up being the president?
I think at the very beginning, it's not necessarily anything that I had aspired to be and to do, but I think as the day got a little bit closer, I could see myself into that role. I could see myself serving in a larger capacity to make a bigger difference around for our students of Kentucky and Appalachia.
What's the most important thing to keep in mind every day as you lead that university?
I would say it's to be service-minded. It's to put others before yourself. It's to ensure that we're putting students first in all that we do, whether it is in our program offerings, whether it is in our affordability initiatives. It's always putting them first in everything that we do.
Tell us about the University of the Cumberlands, the scope of it. I know you offer dozens of majors. You have all sorts of different programs. Healthcare has been a growing area in recent years.
Yeah, so we offer, whether it's on the business side, we have a very strong business department, technology, education. We educate a lot of the K-12 educators across the state of Kentucky, whether it's at the undergraduate level, whether it's master's, rank 1, even at the doctorate level. We have quite a few healthcare programs, whether it's nursing, students can come and get their ADN to go on to be an RN, a BSN, nurse practitioner, physician assistant, doctor of physical therapy. So just a plethora of different offerings to help serve our area and our region around healthcare needs.
Tell us about this sort of hybrid approach the University of Cumberland has in terms of you have this huge online enrollment that again brings you to 25,000. I mean, I guess that's the third largest in the state, right? But at the same time, 2,500 or so at your historic campus there in Williamsburg.
Yeah, that's right, Bill. And it's about the mission. We're here to serve Kentucky students of Appalachia. So heartbeat of campus really is that a little over 2,000 there in Williamsburg. We meet students where they're at. They're coming from all different backgrounds, all different pathways, and so affordability is top of mind for us. And those numbers of growth, we're not all about head count or enrollment growth. We're all about reaching students where they're at, students that are looking for a quality, affordable education. We want to serve them and make it accessible. And so the online portion allows us to meet students all across the state, all across the country, to working, busy professionals. I mean, I'm a product of that myself. After graduating from Cumberland, I decided to pursue a master's degree. I was working full-time, putting a lot of hours in. And Cumberland was able to offer where I could hop online, jump in a course, have those connections back with my classmates, have access to professors all across the country that had that real world experience. They could bring it back to the classroom. So our business model around education is a little bit different than maybe some others, but it's all about meeting the student with an accessible, affordable education.
Are there some who never see your beautiful campus?
I would say there's a portion that the first time they see campus, maybe when they walk across the stage. But the wonderful thing is many come, whether it's through orientation, many of our residential students with a hybrid program, they have to come to campus throughout the year. And so they show up, they see how beautiful campus is, but some degrees may not require that visit. And so we encourage them to make a visit anytime. We're always welcoming them because we want to offer the same support, whether it's student success, whether it's our library resources, to take advantage of that. And so when they get on campus, they're surprised at how beautiful. Look at this place. It's wonderful. And we hope they come back again and bring their families with them.
Is your faculty far-flung as well? I mean, are they from different locations?
We do.
Teaching?
We have faculty basically all across the U.S., so let's just say 50 states. I mean, so we go after, we recruit faculty that are top of their field, and so they're able to really relate to that real world experience. So bringing that practical knowledge and wisdom back into the classroom and invest in our students.
You have a couple of other physical campuses as well, right? Including one in Northern Kentucky as part of the PA program is there, I think, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yep, Northern Kentucky and Florence. So if you're driving up I-75, look to the left, and you'll see our campus. So our physician assistants is there, as well as some of our hybrid programs are housed there.
You have made advanced degrees, as you said, affordable and attainable. I mean, is that part of your mission in what you're trying to do, or is the traditional on-campus experience still something that you push?
If we look back even to the founding of the school, it was about making education accessible to a region that didn't have higher education institution. So I believe we are living out that even today. And so our mission is around that affordability. I would say we've built some of our success over the past 10 or 20 years around 3 pillars of quality instruction, affordability, and service to student. We want to make sure that we're offering the right programs that are quality, that are meeting the needs of the workforce. But then affordability, the price has to be in which is not bringing back a burden for greater student loan debt. We don't want to put our students in a disadvantage as they leave with high levels of debt, where they're having to make a decision around a car, buying a brand new car or buying a house. We want to take care of that the best we can. And then serving students, we serve a lot of first-gen students. So 30% of our on-campus are first-gen. So they're coming with unique needs around tutoring, making sure that we're getting in the classes that they need when they need them.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about the landscape overall of higher education, which is changing certainly. First of all, do changes in artificial intelligence come to campus? Are you embracing that on your campus?
I would say yes, we are embracing artificial intelligence. The workforce needs are changing. So we're training up students for jobs that have yet to be created. We believe whether it's in nursing, education, business, artificial intelligence is going to be woven into that fabric of daily use in some form or fashion. So we believe if we're not embracing artificial intelligence in the right way, the ethical manner, teaching our students to utilize that to the best of their ability, to be more efficient with their time, effective with their time, then we're doing them a disservice. So we want to equip them with the right tools after graduating. So we're embedding into courses. We did give our students ChatGPT, all of our undergrad students, so they have access to those tools that are blue ribbon, top of class, so they can get experience with it, using it in the right and ethical manner.
At the same time, you still want them to be able to write papers, right?
Oh, certainly, certainly. Yeah, and I would say that's the beautiful thing about a liberal arts education, is that we are training up our students to think creatively, to also be curious, or to be curious, to be one of professional judgment. Just because, say, ChatGPT may spit out a paper or a document, we can always say, well, that's the truth. So we have to be able to discern between fact and fiction. So yes, they're still, we encourage them, but we just see this as a tool to help improve their writing, to really be a thought partner, and in some regard, maybe even just a more personalized tutor to get the concepts.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion (DEI) has been a major topic in recent years, particularly with the public institutions. Does it touch private colleges in some ways?
I would say, since we are private, we're not under that same legislation back to the publics. Although there are certainly federal regulations in which we have to ensure that we're following to offer the same level of services to all people, no matter the race, religion, the background, wherever students may be coming from.
Cumberlands was traditionally Baptist affiliated. Is that still the case?
We don't have that direct Baptist affiliation, but we still see ourselves as a very faith-based organization. We have a strong faith base back onto campus. Students are coming to campus, and our job is to give them the opportunity to grow intellectually, professionally, and spiritually. And we just want to give those opportunities. It's the student's choice whether they will dive deeper into the spiritual life or the professional life.
How important are athletics at the Cumberlands?
Oh, we love to win, Bill, of course. We want to be competitive. I would say over the past 2 years we won the Learfield Cup in NAIA. So we're very competitive, we're very strong. Of course, we'd love to see some more red banners, national titles hung in the gym.
Do you believe you were made the president of the University of the Cumberlands? And I'll give you just a second to give a drink, get a little water there.
Yes, sir. I'm parched.
Oh, I understand that. I get it. Do you believe you were made the president of the University of the Cumberlands to continue the kind of growth that institution has seen in recent years?
I think we're all here for a reason, all here for a purpose, and for a different time and season. I believe what I've been given is a special opportunity to build upon the success of my predecessor, Dr. Larry Cochran, in which those three pillars of quality instruction, affordability, and service to student. I think that for this, say the next 10 years, 20 years, whatever, my job is to ensure that we continue down the path to remain mission aligned, but also, and it's not all about the numbers, but we're going to continue to grow if possible, as long as students are looking for an affordable education and a quality one at that. So I think for this next season, as my vision is to build upon that success, build upon those quality pillars, but then to be more than just an educational institution. We see that we learn so much even outside the classroom. I believe that University of the Cumberlands is poised to be an organization of innovation, transformation, and inspiration. Innovation in how we provide an education, how we deliver that, how we service, how we operate, doing things that are different, challenging the status quo. Transformation in the sense of we know that the education has the power to change lives and to change futures, and that if a student's life is changed, then a family's life is changed, and then a community, a state, a nation. So education is very transformational, but inspiration in the sense of we want to show our students what is possible, to be able to unveil the possibilities that are around them. I had zero clue what I wanted to be when I went through college, and thanks to Dr. Broom, Dr. John Broom, he said, "Hey, here are 3 courses I'm going to put you in, and we'll figure this out." So that care, that compassion that I received as a student really just opened up my eyes to a bigger world, bigger opportunities around careers. And so we want to inspire students to be the best they possibly can, to really fulfill the call that's in their life.
What's something else you want us to know about your goals and the University of the Cumberlands?
Well, I do have this this large goal, Bill, is that back to that heartbeat of campus, those 2,400 students. When they graduate, I want them to have an internship experience. And of course, being in Winsburg, Kentucky, that does limit our options sometimes. So we know we're going to have to get creative, whether it's shadowing experiences. We want students to experience what their career could be as early as possible so they can make the right decisions around degree planning. So yeah, that's what I want to, as we continue to listen around the Commonwealth and our region is to listen, what are the needs of the workforce? We want to adapt to that. We want to make sure that we're delivering an educated workforce or playing our part. And that's the wonderful thing in the state of Kentucky. We have all these great institutions that are doing their parts, and we just want to do our part to provide the programs that are helpful for our Commonwealth.
There was a devastating fire this past week in downtown Williamsburg. Your campus basically abuts downtown, and you have a presence downtown. That's going to require a community effort to kind of bring it back, isn't it?
It certainly will, and we're committed to downtown. That town gown type relationship, I believe, is very strong. We've made some investments downtown the last few years to revitalize parts of some old buildings, whether it's apartment living. We have a program, our DPT program, physical therapy is there. We have some storefronts, and so we believe that there's been some synergy around some investments in downtown. So we know that through this fire that occurred last night, there's going to have to be a community effort, and we know that we're stronger together. We're going to be better off together, and so we want to play our part with that to provide some thought generation, some resources, and we want to see downtown back to what it was, and we want to see businesses grow and thrive, and whether it's the need of additional housing, but we stand ready to help the mayor in any way that we can. Dr.
Quentin Young, the president of the University of the Cumberlands, thanks for coming. We appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Bill.
Stay with us, everybody. We're coming right back with Democratic U.S. Senate candidate Dale Romans next on Kentucky Newsmakers. Welcome back to Kentucky Newsmakers from WKYT. Later this year, Kentucky voters will replace U.S. Senator Mitch McConnell, who is retiring after 42 years in Washington. There are crowded primaries on both sides. Democrat Dale Romans comes to politics from an unusual direction. He is a thoroughbred horse trainer. In this race, the 59-year-old Romans has staked out a moderate path, saying don't expect him to always toe the party line. He calls himself an independent Democrat. Dale Romans joining us now, and we appreciate you giving us a few minutes, sir.
Thank you, Bill. It's good to be here.
Why did you decide to go from never being in politics to running for the U.S. Senate? Can you walk that path from the horse track to the U.S. Capitol?
Yeah, I'm a whole lot more than a horse trainer, and that's what people know me as, but I've always been politically active on the fringes as the president of our horsemen's group, which is the largest group of horsemen in the country. We have about 4,000 members, and in that role, we negotiate contracts with the racetracks and work on insurance issues and benevolence for the backside workers. And a part of my job is to spend a lot of time in Frankfort and on Capitol Hill working with the officials about subjects that affect horse racing in Kentucky. So I've been a part of politics pretty much my entire career, and I've always liked it from afar. And at this point in my life, this open seat came along, and I thought, this is a time in my life where I may be able to do something to really help Kentucky.
You call yourself an independent Democrat. What should voters take from that identification?
I was talking to Senator Joe Manchin about my politics and his politics. Of course, he was a Democrat senator from West Virginia, a red state. And he always told me, when you come from a red state, it gives Kentucky a lot of power. The people of Kentucky would have a lot of power because you don't have to, you can be independent of the party, but still caucus with the Democrats, but you don't have to vote party line all the time. You can vote with what's best for your state and best for the country. And you're not just a puppet. Like a Republican freshman would almost have to be. He'd be a puppet to the party and have to do whatever he was told. And there's a lot of strength in Washington by being an independent Democrat.
Are you signaling to voters then that you are more moderate than some Democrats?
I think I'm a lot more moderate. That's why I'm more worried about getting through the primary than I am the general. I think that I'm a more moderate Democrat, and I can see views on both sides. And I keep telling everybody, I'm not going up there. I don't want to be a rah-rah politician saying I'm going up and fight for you. I want you to know I'm going to go up there. You're hiring me to do a job. I'm going up there and work. All this infighting we have going on up there, has done nothing but cause problems and keep progress from happening. And my goal would be to go up there, take it as a job, and go to work for the people of Kentucky.
Do you think identifying as a more moderate candidate might make you more viable as a fall candidate?
I think so. I think most people in Kentucky are moderate on both sides. You know, I like to use a football terminology that we all live with inside the 20s, but we let the people in the red zone control both parties, and we need to get away from that. You know, if you talk to the everyday person in Kentucky, we're not that different, Democrat or Republican, you know, about the subjects that really matter to us. And let's get away from the subjects that don't mean anything, that make great talking points for both sides, and work on the things that would really help the people of Kentucky and the people of the United States.
A Democrat has not won a U.S. Senate race in Kentucky in more than 30 years. When Wendell Ford won his last term, 1992, the predictor maps all paint Kentucky ruby red. Can a Democrat win a statewide U.S. Senate race?
Well, a Democrat won a statewide governor's race in Andy Beshear, and he's done a great job, and he's very popular. And if you look at if you take a step back and take a big picture at it, over that 30-year period, we had two juggernaut politicians that were in leadership, and Jim Bunning and Mitch McConnell. And, you know, neither one of them were going to get voted out, and they were there for a long period of time. Then we had the race with Rand Paul got in. He did win that one. But I think that the numbers are skewed, and I think Kentuckians aren't going to vote party line. I think they're going to vote for the person and who that they think can represent them the best in the state of Kentucky. I'd love to be a Wendell Ford Democrat. You know how popular he was and all the things he got done for Kentucky.
You said on a video that you were irked by billionaire Elon Musk's $10 million donation to the Republican Senate candidate Nate Morris. Why involve yourself in the Republican nominating process?
Well, I said in the video, I really don't have a dog in that fight, but I love Kentucky and Kentuckians so much. To think that an outsider, the richest man in the world, can come in and just anoint their representative, it just hit a nerve for me. And I think it's going to come back to backfire on him. I don't think Kentuckians, like I said in the video, Kentuckians can't be bought, and Kentucky is not for sale. A lot of rich people try to come in and buy elections in Kentucky, and it hasn't worked out very well.
On issues, you have talked about lowering the cost of living. That has been elusive for Republicans and Democrats in recent years. What would need to happen? What would Congress need to do, you think, that might actually bring down costs for Americans?
Well, I think repealing some of the tariffs would be one big thing. You know how that's crippling the bourbon industry in the state of Kentucky, and it's raising the cost of everything. It's proven that tariffs might be a short-term fix to long-term problems, but they don't last, and all they do is they're a tax on the people, on the everyday working people. They end up paying the tariffs, so that would be one big thing. The other thing I want to do is complete immigration reform. Immigration is a hot topic today in politics, but I think it's looked at all wrong. It's bounced back and forth by both sides. I think they both know that we need to have comprehensive immigration reform, which both sides want, but they don't want the other side to get the credit. I don't care who gets the credit. But immigration reform also goes to affordability. I mean, if you don't have the workforce to harvest your crops, and you can only harvest half of them, you got to double the prices. And I think a lot of that's the problems that are going on behind the scenes that people really aren't talking about. When we talk about immigrants, we're talking about jobs Americans don't have to do because there's so much opportunity in this country. And we can keep all the murders and criminals out. There's a system in place, and in order to get awarded a visa as an employer, I've been through it myself, you have to prove that there's no American that wants to do that job. And a common sense workforce for our agriculture, our hospitality, our construction, all those types of things can go into holding down costs, repealing all these tariffs that we're using as weapons against other countries that are falling back and really hurting Americans. We can take care of all that stuff. We just have to get in rooms and talk things out and work it out.
Do you have a proposal that you think might help shore up Social Security, which could be unable to pay full benefits in as little as 6 or 7 years from now?
You know, to say I've got a proposal would be kind of crazy, wouldn't it? That would be strictly politics, and I'm staying away from strictly politics. I'm just going to tell you how it is. I'm sure that we can get a lot of smart people into a room without partisanship and sit down and figure out what we need to do on Social Security, on Medicaid, on Medicare, keep the lobbyists out of the rooms, and get real people sitting in there working on these issues. And I think that smart people can get anything fixed.
3 of the candidates in this race have won statewide Democratic nominations before. Charles Booker, Amy McGrath, Senate nominations, and Pamela Stevenson was a nominee for Attorney General. Do you see them as having important experience because of that, or are their losses then in the general elections reasons they should not be a Democratic nominee?
They have experience campaigning, but they don't have any more experience than me in really going to Washington and working. You know, I don't have a college degree. I'm not a military graduate. Both things are great. I'm just a guy born in Kentucky, raised in Kentucky by a single mother. I know how the hardships of raising kids as a single mother. I've built a pretty nice business in our signature industry. I know what it takes to build a business and keep a business operating and keep people employed. So I like to say I don't have a degree, but I've got a PhD in life. I think that would go a long ways if you send me to Washington, Kentucky. And I really do think that I have an ability to fix problems and get along with people. And that's what we need on Capitol Hill today.
In the weeks ahead, you'll be campaigning, I take it, across the state. Are you doing a lot of traveling?
I'm doing a lot of traveling because my day job has me in Florida quite a bit in the winter. So I've been having to go back and forth, and we've got a lot of events scheduled and people to meet with. And, you know, I talked to Crit Llewellyn when I first got into the race, of course, our former lieutenant governor. And one of the things she told me, she says, no matter what happens at the end, just by running, it's going to enrich your life. You're going to get to meet people you never would have met before, and you're going to get to hear stories and understand what really affects people. And she couldn't have been more dead on. And I've really enjoyed the campaign, and so far the people I've gotten to get out and talk to. And, you know, all of us live in a little bit of a bubble, and we think that the problems that affect us are the only problems in the world. And you get out there and you see different perspectives on things and different problems that are really affecting people differently. It has enriched my life already, and I would love to go and take what I learned on the campaign trail to Capitol Hill and help fix a lot of problems.
Thank you, sir. Dale Romans, a Democratic candidate for the U.S. Senate. We'll wrap up Newsmakers in a moment.